Darkthrone with the Underground Resistance. And yes, I know I'm in the middle of a Catatonia review series, but I figured I'd tackle a few new releases as well, especially this one because this is one of the most highly anticipated albums of this year, the Great Darkthrone, of course. So the Fenris and Nocturnal Culto duo have decided to make a more new wave of British heavy metal styled album this time around, as we have heard from past albums. They have basically evolved into completely different genres. Like, one era they'll span death metal, or one album they'll be death metal, and then like throughout the 90s and most of the 2000s they'll be black metal, and then ever since about 2006 they've incorporated more of a crust punk sort of sound into their music. And now, I guess they're going back to the more, like, early 80s sort of heavy metal sound this time around. So, as you can see, Darkthrone never really likes to stay within the same sort of genre, even though they're primarily more well known for their black metal sound with albums such as Under the Funeral Moon and Transylvanian Hunger, Panzerfaust, and all that. They never just like to stay in one specific genre. They always just like to push the envelope and go into a different genre. And what do you know? Now they want to tackle like early 80s, late 70s heavy metal. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. Sorry for the location change. I just had to move because it started raining hard and it was getting on my laptop. So anyway, let's get back to the review. So one thing that I actually really enjoy about this release is Nocturnal Culto's like really aggressive rasp, and Fenris's like melodic, almost new wave of British heavy metal styled vocals. They almost sound like Rob Halford, especially in like the introduction of the 14-minute epic Leave No Cross Unturned. And that's another interesting aspect about this release. Like, the last two songs of the album actually just get longer and longer. The second to last song is over 8 minutes long, and the final track itself pushes 14 minutes, and they don't have to like do any sort of like progressive metal atmospherics or technicality or anything like that. I mean, progressive metal makes absolutely no sense in the context of this review, but usually when I associate long song lengths, I usually equate that to like a progressive or classically structured songs. Yeah, Darkthrone don't need to really rely on that. They don't need to like add in like an acoustic interlude or like a classical suite here and there. That's not their thing. They just stick to that old, straightforward heavy metal style, and they do it with a lot of conviction and character, and that's what makes this album so enjoyable. They don't need to like fool you with any sort of like studio trickery or anything like that. They just stay true to that whole raw style, and they just do it with a lot of class. They don't bullshit you in any way whatsoever. They're very honest and to the point in their music, and that's part of what makes this album very enjoyable, very solid overall. I would have to give this album about an 8 out of 10. That's just how I feel about the album. And if you want someone who knows this band like basically from front to back, inside and out, then definitely check out CountBlagorath. I'll actually send a link to his review down below. He's way more into this kind of music than I am. I'm more, you know, progressively inclined, as you can see by my Pink Floyd shirt. So yeah, he's definitely more into the raw sort of style, so definitely check out CountBlagorath. He's the man, and that's all I have to say. I just wanted to make a quick review of this album. Thank you very much, and I'll continue on with the Catatonia review series, so see ya.